Let's dive into reprogramming our mind now. If this found you, it is for you. So we're going to look at what boundaries have you been afraid to set is one of the things that we're going to look at. Do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? This is one more thing that we're going to look at. And am I giving my power away? So these are the three things that we're going to look at right now. With reprogramming our mind, it's really important to look at these because if we're afraid to set boundaries, we haven't fully looked at ourselves and what it is that we want out of life. Some boundaries that you may not want to set is when you're being invited somewhere and you're tired and you're challenged to say, I don't want to go, or finding the best words that you're not really interested in going. So ways that I like to speak when people are asking me to go somewhere are in the space of, hey, thank you so much for the invite. I appreciate the invite. And I just really can't give you an answer right now. It's really good to, if you don't have an answer, you don't need to give an answer right away. You can think about it. You can pause and then you can let them know, when I know, I will let you know. And that way you don't have to say yes, you don't have to say no. These are really important. And so you're not hurting anybody. It's really important to be your own best cheerleader in all situations in life. And showing up for yourself is really, really important, first and foremost. So, what boundaries have you been afraid to set? Maybe there's a boundary around being touched, or there's a boundary around somebody calling you. There's a boundary around having to do something for someone, or friendships, or mom. Maybe mom has some boundaries you need to set with. And I feel like family is a really important thing to look at, setting boundaries, because if you can work with your family to set boundaries and honor the boundaries that you have set for yourself, like, hey, it really drives me nuts when mom continues to call me and ask me what I'm doing every single day, and or she tracks my phone and like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you parked on the side of the road? What's happening? These are all things that, if you look within yourself, anything that's bothering you or frustrating you, it's really good to be able to talk about them with whoever it is that's frustrating with you. And by reprogramming your mind and getting right with yourself first and foremost, then it makes it easier to have these conversations. I know at times it's not always clear and cut and dry within yourself, because there's so many different communication that's happening with the body, the mind, the spirit. Everybody's got something to say, and it's like, what's real? The more you tune into yourself and what is real for you, and when you express it and the feeling, you'll know it feels right. And within the feeling, it's not like letting feelings guide you, like completely overrun your life, but it's good for a good feeling to follow into that good feeling from my perspective anyways. So let's look at, do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? So this is a really important one to drop into being humble and humility in life. And this is a big one for reprogramming for enjoyment in life, because we can either continue to argue a point to get a point across to whoever the other person is. However, if we continue to argue the point, most of the times it leads to unhappiness and not very much enjoyment in life if we're needing to be right. And sometimes, it's called like, I've heard it called like taking a dive. I don't really think it's taking a dive as much as like just honoring yourself. Like, hey, I want to be happy and I don't need to be right. I don't need to press a topic down anybody else's throat. I don't need to, tell you why I believe I'm right. I honestly don't believe that really matters that much, to be right or to be wrong or to say it has to be a certain way, because there's so many different ways of looking at things. And when we reprogram our mind for enjoyment and thriving in life, it's such a waste of time to try and continue to bicker back and forth about who's right and who's wrong. Everybody's got a point in which we look at things and we both can be right and look at things completely different. And we can both be right and we can spend time with each other even though we may be looking at things completely different. So I feel like this one's really, really important. If you feel like, hey, you're on a job and the superintendent or your boss is like really pressing a point, you're like, no, listen. This is like, hey, however you look at it is how you look at it, and I look at it different, and that's okay. And I'm doing my best, and I just would like to move forward, and let's just set this aside. So I hope this finds you well. The next one we're going to dive into is, am I giving my power away? Am I giving my power away by not needing to be right? No, you're not giving your power away. I feel like in not having to be right, we are keeping and honoring our power. Is there other areas that we're giving our power away? Feeling inside, if you feel very drained afterwards, you might be giving your power away. And so honoring the space and looking at it each time, hey, am I feeling drained? Am I feeling tired? Did that take a lot out of me? How can I twist it to where I have energy? And sometimes with continuing to push and bicker back and forth with a point, it's very draining to try and be right all the time. I mean, even if I am right all the time, I don't need for everybody to know that I'm right. And you know what? I might be wrong, and I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay to be wrong. So anyways, I hope this found you well. Leave comments down below. Share what's alive for you. Happy to know. And check out this next video.